Good day, creative geniuses. Welcome. Welcome to my Wednesday Wisdom Window. I'm Suzanne Grace, CEO of Grace Inspire Sanctuary, a place where I utilize the connection of our body, mind, and spirit, a holistic approach to our well-being. And I'm so glad to come together once a week to just share some inspirational thoughts, some breath, and bring us into a place of awareness and expansion in our consciousness. So I'm happy you're here today or whenever you're watching this. And we always start with a breathing practice. And before I start with that, I wanted to read something Mark Nepo wrote not too long ago. And it reminds me of what I do as a life coach and a spiritual mentor for so many people. He says, "We are linked in our humanity the way a tree can hold a nest, so that the nest can hold a bird, so that the bird can drop a seed that will in time give birth to the next tree. All of our attempts in life," he said, "seed each other." So I like to think of the work that I do is that I am the tree and the nest for you to find refuge, for you to be the bird that finds inspiration. And then when you find that inspiration, you pass it on. Such a beautiful idea. So today we're going to do our simple breath of just connecting. So feel your feet on Mother Earth. Sit up tall in your chair. So we want to create that length and vertical alignment through our Sushumna channel, the energy flow of the spine. And gently close your eyes and turn within. Just turn away from the busy day you have coming up and open to your inner awareness. And let's just take a deep, slow breath in and breathe in love. You can visualize the word or invite the feeling. And as you exhale, send that love into your heart center. And again, inhale love. And exhale love into your heart. And now inhale peace. Just visualize peace. Exhale peace into your mind. Peace of mind. And again, inhale peace. And slowly exhale peace into your mind. And now as you inhale, harmony. Pulse harmony. See the word. And exhale harmony into your spirit, your essence. Inhale harmony. And exhale harmony into your spirit and essence. And simply allowing the idea of love and peace and harmony to permeate into your own being, every cell of your being, every part of you, pulsating with those beautiful qualities. Simply receive them. Let it bring a smile to your whole self, an inner smile and an outer smile. And remember, when we smile, it releases neuropeptides that balance and strengthen our immune system and our hormones. So let's just smile and breathe. Such a simple thing. Good, very good. All right, so let's open our eyes and rub our hands briskly Tap our thymus. If you've ever taken my yoga class, you know we do Tarzana all the time. So again, welcome to my Wednesday Wisdom Window. Today I'm going to read an interesting article from a book I just finished called Eat Smarter by Sean Stevenson. And he talks about asking the right questions. He says you'd be hard-pressed to find a mental tool more practical for improving your results in life than improving the questions you ask yourself. Did you know there's specific regions in the human brain that are controlled by the questions you ask yourself? Questions trigger a mental reflex that is known as instinctive elaboration. Fancy term. When your brain is posed a question, it instantly kicks into gear to find an answer to it, whether you realize it consciously or not. Your brain is driven to find the answer to questions, and the quality of your questions will determine the quality of your results. So Sean was diagnosed with a so-called incurable bone and spine disease when he was 20. And it did a real number, he said, on his psyche, as you can imagine. He said when he lost his health, he also lost hope. And he would ask himself constantly questions like, why me? Why did this have to happen to me? Why won't anybody help me? Yeah, have you ever asked yourself those questions? I have. Instinctive elaboration is a reflex. It means it's automatic. So every time, he said, I asked these questions, my brain was scanning my internal and external environment to find the answers. As a result, I felt more and more isolated as I continued to ask, why won't anybody help me? I felt more and more like I was a bad or unworthy person as I continued to ask, why did this have to happen to me? And I felt like a victim every time I asked, why me? A victim. These questions were on repeat, like that song we don't like that keeps playing on the radio until eventually we find ourselves singing along. Oh yeah. My brain, he said, accordingly just kept feeding data back to me affirming why me. I felt like I deserved this terrible situation because I was different from the people around me, because I grew up in a troubled home, because I didn't have confidence, because I wasn't living up to my potential. My brain was like, you want to know why your life sucks? Well, I've got the answers for you. He says these were the worst years of my life, but something miraculous happened the moment I asked a different question. I had just seen the latest in a series of physicians hoping they would give me some good news, but it was the same story. Back brace, bed rest, drugs, potential surgery. You're just going to have to live with it. But it was immediately after the decision that I asked myself a specific question for the first time in over 2 years. I asked, what is it that I need to do to get better from this? It was if, he says, a switch was flipped on in my mind, and I started to think in terms of solutions rather than problems. Wow. I went to sleep with a possible solution, and I woke up with possible solutions. And I had more empowering questions that drove me, like, since they're telling me my spine is degenerating, what is my spine actually made of? What foods have the nutrients I need to regenerate those tissues? Who really believes in me and believes that I can get better? As all of these questions, he said, drove my decision on what I studied, what I ate, who I chose to spend time with. Saying that questions are the answer is really an understatement. Hear that. Questions are the answer. We have the science. The questions that we ask are the core motivations in our lives. We have the science to prove how it entrains the brain, but the practical applications are intensely powerful. Asking the right empowering questions is the essential first step in transforming your results and cultivating a successful mindset. What a great story. And he has an amazing wise life now that he has studied about his physical body, and now he's helping so many other people. So when we get into that mindset of why me, why is this happening, are you willing to change the question? I work with my coaching clients and as a spiritual mentor with people often about changing the question and then just living in the question. You don't have to necessarily get that answer right away, but what it does is it opens the door to a possibility. Because when we are a victim and keep thinking we're not going to get anywhere, nobody's helping me, we shut the door. We shut the door to the quantum field of possibilities. So instead of, why is this happening to me, why not ask, how can I claim my victory? What is this situation trying to teach me? That's a really good one. When we have challenges in our life, what is the opportunity here? What is this situation trying to teach me? And we have to be quiet when we ask those questions and just be with them. Be with the question. What gifts or talents do I have that I can help create a solution? Because there's a part of you that knows exactly what to do. But often we cover that inner still small voice with worry, fear, I can't do it, I'm not good enough. How can I make this awesome? What do I have to be thankful for today? So I invite you to just think about when something shows up in your life that kind of stops you in your tracks, to take a breath, to close your eyes and to find a question, maybe two questions that you can just sit in. What is this telling me? What is this asking of me? And how can I claim my victory over this? Don't you feel that? I mean, can you hear that? Instead of why me, the door shuts. And it can open with, what is the possibility here? What is the greater solution here? How can I be in this? So finding your own question, and then do some journaling about it. I can't wait to hear about how that works for you, because it really is a very powerful process. And do it from your heart, not from your analytical mind. Ask the question, live in the question. And just be open to the possibility of something you never even imagined. You could even say to yourself, it's possible that the solution will come to me. It's possible that I don't need to live like this anymore. It's possible that all my good is just waiting for me to claim it. It's possible that I can be happy. It's possible that I can be healthy. It's possible that I don't need to carry this baggage anymore. Anything is possible. That's what I do in my coaching practice. I move you from what is, whatever that situation is, to what's possible. We go from A to B. Direct route. Well, we might do a little bit of that, but it's right to that what is possible. So I hold that for you today, and I invite you to think about the question. Thank you for joining me. I wanted to remind some of you that are local in Auburn, tonight I'm going to start again my monthly Wednesday Blessing Meditation Circle. It's an interfaith circle at 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock at the Foothill Center for Spiritual Living. And we do some song, I do an inspirational reading, I guide you through meditation. We usually do a quantum process. It's a beautiful hour to reconnect to your center. So if you're local, please join me at 5 o'clock tonight, the first Wednesday of every month. So have a beautiful rest of this spring day. So gorgeous. Thank you for joining me. Remember to be kind and safe and to love one another. Namaste.